You've got the usual winning and losing cups along the top here, and as in typical Allwin style machines, you put a coin in, a ball comes out, you flick it round and it lands in one of these little cups here, and if you lose, you lose. If you win, you get three things. First of all, you get the reserve balls delivered to you, so you get an extra 3 goes. You also get your own ball back, so that's an extra ball, so 4 balls, and on top of that you also win a penny, a coin payout. This was produced in the 20s, 30s. It's a French company, Saxony, and this is a good example of just one of their many designed machines. And we're going to play it right now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is have a look how the mechanism actually works. So here's the inside of the mechanism, and over here you see is where the penny comes in. Does the usual thing of sliding down here, and this little lever here will trigger the actual ball into play. The coin then slides down here and ends up in the stack of coins ready for payout. It's this little cover here that hides a lot of the magic. But what happens is in here, if you get a loser, they are diverted into channels into here, which is where the reserve balls are kept, and there's 3 of those. Once you've got 3 balls in there, if you get another ball go into there, it then runs round a track around here and down to here, because this is the little trigger that puts the ball into play when you put a penny in. So it overflows here, comes down the track and down to here. A penny goes in, you play again. If you get a winner, the 3 winning symbols cause the ball to flow down this channel here and drop here. Now it's this dropping down here that releases the locking mechanism, which is just down here. This arm cannot be pulled back until this is lifted out of the way, so the winning ball drops onto there and causes it to drop down. That lifts the lock up, and that allows us to turn the handle at the front twice. The first time this lever comes backwards here, and what will happen is it does several things. It first of all, if I pull this down here, the ball will be in here. By pulling the lever back, this moves out of the way and the ball drops down to here. It also pulls this arm backwards, and there's a finger in here that supports the 3 reserve balls, and they drop back into play. Right down the bottom here is the payout mechanism, and that pulls a lever back here. Then when you turn the handle on the front, again it pushes this lever back this way. The payout arm pushes out a coin, and it also pushes this little lever here, which is currently holding the ball that dropped from here. Once that gets released backwards, the ball drops down here along a channel and back into play at the front of the machine. Now there's one thing about the reserve. Once the reserve balls are all lined up, this little contraption here will trigger the reserve. Every time a ball goes into a loser hole, it drops into the reserve, but in doing so, it drops this little lever here. And that's connected via a wire down to this here that controls on the front playfield the mechanism to put the ball into play. And in fact, if we do that, if I just flip that, you'll see what happens on the front.